He gives you the revelation of me to me. That's what's happening on the fast right now. Am I telling the truth? All right, one more. The disciples, I got to thinking about those guys today. I'm not so complimentary of the disciples. I don't understand them. I'm just going to be honest with you. Because from my perspective, they're hard-headed and they are slow to learn. Wouldn't you say that? I mean, here, consider this for a minute. They don't have faith to heal the man. They're arguing about who is going to be the greatest and who's going to be number one among them. You got the master of the universe in the boat with you, and you're scared you're going to drown. You're so spiritually dull, you think Lazarus is asleep. Jesus said, Lazarus is asleep, I go to wake him. Well, Jesus, if the man's asleep, let him alone. He needs to sleep. We ain't talking about no sleep, boy. How long you been walking with me? He's dead. But I go to wake him up. They don't get it. He's actually dead. They want to cut a man's ear off. I'm thinking to myself, what's the disciples' problem? And the whole point of it is Jesus is walking right beside them every day. So I went back and I began to study, and I saw that despite having Jesus with them and seeing the miraculous almost on a daily basis, they are weak and dull of hearing, mainly because they couldn't pray 1 hour. Jesus said this out of his mouth, you can't pray 1 hour. You know, even when Jesus was facing a death threat and it was his request that they pray for him, they had not the discipline to pray 1 hour. I feel God's presence. The scriptures rarely recall the disciples praying unprompted. It mentions Jesus praying a lot, but not the disciples. Jesus was always reminding the disciples of the importance and the absolute necessity of praying consistently. Luke, the 18th chapter and verse number 1, then the Lord spoke a parable to his disciples to this effect, that men ought always to pray. That's what he said to his disciples. This is my message to you, boys. You ought always to pray. That's the only discipline that's going to keep you from fainting. Because he said men ought always to pray and not to faint. Because if you faint in the day of adversity, you haven't been praying enough, and that's why your strength is weak. One more passage.